Hi, class. My name is Vince Mangano. I apologize. I'm right here in the top right corner. I just wanted to take this time to introduce you to the class and let you know what's going on for our BCIS 4366. This class is an advanced Excel class, and by the end of the semester, you will be given an opportunity to take a free Excel certification from our testing center. And I'll explain that during the semester as we move along. But that's a great opportunity for us. So let me get started real quick. I don't want this to be long. In fact, I'm going to start talking quicker. My name's once again Vince Mangano. I'm a non-traditional college instructor. I did not come out of the academic side of teaching. I came out of the personal experience. I spent most of my career in banking in the transportation industry. I was an entrepreneur for many years as well. I owned a pizzeria and a few other businesses. I consulted to a lot of different companies. So if you want to learn more about me, it's in my Vita. Feel free to go ahead and look at the Vita. It should be listed in your Blackboard. Also, if you want to contact me for any particular reason, my email address is vincent.mangano@angelo.edu, and then my phone number is 325-486-6497. I will tell you, I rarely answer that phone. That phone typically will take you to a voicemail, and then that voicemail will be fast forwarded or emailed to me on my cell phone, and therefore I'll pick it up. I just want to let you know, my office, by the way, is Rasman 251. It's on the parking lot side of the building, second floor, and I do have a window, so I get to face the parking lot. Okay, so what are you going to need to succeed in here? This is basically a Microsoft OS class. You can get away with Mac OS. There's some particular assignments that are going to create a little bit of problems. Well, you'll have to come in and into the lab and do it, or find another Microsoft-based computer and do them. These mainly consist of pivot tables and some advanced functions, which we want you to learn, and you'll need to know those in order to get your certification. So just so you know, we use Cengage Unlimited. Cengage Unlimited is just a textbook. What's going to happen is you'll get two textbooks. It's all part of your fees for this class, so don't go out and buy it separately. When you register and when you log into your Blackboard, you will be able to pick up your Cengage Unlimited text as part of your Blackboard, and it's going to be included in your fees. So if you buy it somewhere else, you're going to pay a fee for us, and you'll pay for that book. So best bet's just to get it through us. We use MindTap. MindTap is the software that interfaces between Blackboard and the assignments I'll be giving you, that also interface with the textbooks, the ebooks that come along with Cengage Unlimited. So make sure you understand that we're going to be interfacing with a couple different things, but it'll be relatively transparent to you. You're going to have some knowledge on how to use computers. You should have already taken BCIS 1305, and you should also know how to use Blackboard by now if you're in a 4300 level class. Just to give you kind of an understanding as to what's going to happen is I'm going to layer my SAM, which is an application, into MindTap, which includes not only the project assignments from SAM, but it also includes an ebook from our textbook provider. Those will be layered into MindTap, and then MindTap will just be a link within the Blackboard application itself. Where do you get all this stuff? Well, it's all going to be relatively transparent, and we'll go through that. It's going to all be a link within Blackboard. Easy to work with, easy to enroll in. How do you prepare for this class? Well, this class will be taught both online and face-to-face. By that, I mean this is a face-to-face class. However, many aspects of it can be taken independently. The whole goal of this class is to make sure you walk away with a very good understanding of Excel, that you're able to get your Excel expert certification. Last semester, we had about half the class got their expert, and the other half got the associates. Some of that was prep, but I think we'll do probably I'll get 80% of you with your expert certification now that we know how the process works. How are you going to be engaged in the class? Well, you'll be kind of self-engaged. Most of you who have had me already know and understand that I don't lecture, I just make assignments, and then I walk around the class and I help you through those assignments. We'll be doing the same thing, same style, same format for this class. How are we going to communicate? Well, I'll be in the class during class hours, but we can also communicate via email and virtual office. I know that there are some students who have already gone through the system and they're taking this in an online format because they're distance learners. We've made arrangements for that, but that's not going to be the typical scenario here. What'll be the scenario here is for the first half of the semester, I'll be in class every day that we have class, and then the second half, we'll see how things go. We may go every other day. We'll see how things evolve with this class. How am I going to assess our learning? Well, two ways. One is through the SAM projects that are applied in MindTap. The other is at the end of the semester when you take your Excel certification exam. I'll know how well this class has worked based on those scores. We're quite pleased for the first time through. This time I'm sure I'm going to be even more pleased. Okay, so the textbook, once again, it's coming through MindTap. It's going to be ebooks. These are the two books. One's a Shelley Cashman book and the other's a New Perspective textbook. Both available online, both automatically included as part of your fees. So not to worry about them. Basically, what I do is the two books are kind of competitive products, teaching similar material. So what I do is I overlay each chapter. Each chapter one, we take at a time. We call them module 1, 2, 3, 4, and each module will consist of a chapter out of each book. And then we'll have some capstone projects as part of it. Those capstone projects have a little bit more weight as well as the final. Okay, so how do you access the course material? All of it's through lessons, units, and modules. Or in this case, I may have called it modules and course content. If you go into modules here, lessons, units, and modules, it will have a course content button, which takes you directly to MindTap. The getting started material is already included in the MindTap information. So most of this information's already been forwarded as part of MindTap, but I will try and have separate links, and then there'll be an additional resources button. That's where I kind of throw some unique information. I'll add it as we go along, and maybe a whole list of every one of their functions and how they work, or a link to Microsoft pages or support that will help you through the process. And then we'll have a final schedule. I apologize, this is an old slide. It says fall final schedule, but you'll get a final schedule as well. Meeting times, well, they're in the system. You know what they are. You're registered for your particular class. The meeting time, we will be there face to face, and we will go ahead and start the semester with everybody there every day. And then as we start weaning through the process, some of you will go independent, some of you will come in on a regular basis. The big challenge is managing your time. When we're done with this, our objective is that you can apply these materials in your profession, to be honest with you, that you have the actual knowledge and as it relates to the business technologies that we are presenting. In this case, it's Excel and business modeling. You'll be able to develop and present a professional presentation using Excel. You'll be able to demonstrate the competency in written communication by preparing and presenting professional quality spreadsheets, applications, both in writing and presentations. And by the way, this could be a lot of fun. We're actually going to go into some mapping software within Excel. So you'll be able to map different objectives or different data, I should say. So look forward to seeing you get through that. When you're done with this course, well, bottom line is you'll be able to do what's here. Develop some pretty hefty spreadsheets. You'll be able to present good data. If I do it right, you'll be a star when it comes to your employer as far as presenting information and using Excel. Excel is a very needed skill set for business majors. If you don't know it, your employers realize it, and then they start judging. You've got to have Excel as one of your tools in your toolbox. Okay, all the assignments are in MindTap. So go into MindTap and take a look at it. This is a 16-week course. It's about 40 assignments that I present. Each one takes 30 to 120 minutes to complete. They can be completed in class 90% of the time. But you got to manage your time. This is an excellent example of what it's going to feel like. You're going to feel like you're going to be squeezing your time, but it's not overly burdensome. It's a good class for you, and the feedback is good. The only time I have really negative feedback is when students have a tendency of not managing their time. They get behind, and then they say, well, he didn't teach me anything because I didn't lecture. Well, yeah, this class is not about me teaching. It's about you learning and me giving you the tools you need to learn and to be a continued learner throughout your career. So that's my goal here. These are your assignments. You notice I put together a Gantt chart. I understand many of you don't know what a Gantt chart is. Well, this is a good example. When the start dates and when they're due. So in this, and then they're listed here as well. We will have 12 modules, 4 capstones, and a final exam. Your capstones are worth about 100 points each. Your midterm about 400 points, and your final is worth 400 points. And then there's a total of 3,000 some odd points. So just so you know it, it's pretty well laid out. You notice there's a gap here. This is dead week. Turns out that you've got an assignment due early on that second to last week. I may extend that out during the semester. We'll see how we're going. I may give another assignment within this period of time. Don't know the answer yet. We'll figure that out as we go along. Spring break. Looks like a short little break, and it'll feel like it, but we'll enjoy it. Okay, what's it take? In this particular class, I just pulled out an example of a previous class. The average student took 45 minutes to complete this class. That's 45 minutes engaged in the course. Well, to be honest with you, 45 minutes is about what the class time is. So this is not an overly burdensome class if you're engaged. The more you're engaged, the better your grade. Sometimes we'll get a couple students like here that have got a very strong experience with Excel. Maybe they use it at work on a regular basis. So they may spend less time in the class and still get very good grades. But this is just a great example of what the class typically looks like. This activity access, it says 7%, but that's 7% of multiple textbooks. Don't look at that. It's 100% of 2 textbooks. So, okay, College Business Code of Ethics is something I really believe in, and I'm going to read it to you, and I'll do it in class as well. And you get it. But, students, faculty, administrator, and professional staff, the College of Business should always, by the way, that's you, me, and everybody in the College of Business, be forthright and truthful in dealing with all stakeholders. Stakeholders are you, me, and everybody in the business. Take responsibility for actions and decisions we make. Serve as an example of ethical decision-making and behavior to others. Admit errors when they occur without trying to conceal them. Respect and the basic dignity of others by treating them as one would wish to be treated. Let's go back to this admit errors when they occur. You will see that if I make a mistake, I will admit to it and I'll make it right. I just want to make sure that you understand I expect the same from everybody in my classes. All right, if you have questions, give me a call, send me an email. It's probably the best way to get a quick response. And I look forward to seeing you. Back to me. All right. If you have any questions, please let me know.